Quiet on set, please.
I was gonna grab my whole computer.
Yeah, it's going in the podcast.
Sorry, guys.
It's my e-girl girlfriend.
Ouch. Hey, welcome to the Rough Draft Podcast. My name is Ronnie.
My name is Zach.
And in this podcast, we're basically going to talk about some of the dumb movie ideas that we want to see happen in real life.
Yeah, we've both written down pretty bare bones scripts, and we're going to try and compare some notes and see what we can get out of it.
Ouch. In the future, all countries have been destroyed in the fourth nuclear war of 2045. The continents of the Earth are owned by 3 mega corporations that are in constant war with each other. Our story takes place in Neo America, which is made up of entire Western Hemisphere that's currently owned by the Neuralink company, and they have removed all forms of government. Neo America is run by the CEO of the Neuralink company, and all 12 billion citizens are employees of the company. Neuralink is a brain Wi-Fi interface that allows you to communicate and access information directly into your brain using a special Neuralink ear chips. Depending on your status of the corporate ladder, you either have a busted-looking Neuralink, like the neck things in the Matrix, or you have a sort of invisible-looking Neuralink if you're rich. Also included in the perks of being richer are nicer-looking deepfake holograms that people can put over their faces. And the more rich you are, the more CGI you look. So visually, you will look like Tarkin in
Rogue One.
Yeah, in Rogue One. Yeah. There are a group of anti-Neuralink terrorists, or ANTS, A-N-T-S, that have rejected the corporate cruelty of Neo America, and they refuse to use deep fake holograms to make themselves look better. The ANTS are in constant war with the Neuralink Police Corporation, or NPCs, and they are a private...
NPCs?
They are a private army that is controlled by the Neuralink company, and they kill and execute people on a whim.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack. I have a very terrible pun for the name of this movie. State of Mind.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's honestly really good. So the main character is played by Timothy Chalamet. He's an accountant for the Neuralink Corporation, and because of his role, he has access to exclusive corporate restaurants and grocery stores that plebeians don't have access to.
Do you want to hear the name I came up with for the main character?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I didn't really name him, so we should give him a name.
I tried to think of every action movie I've seen, or every sci-fi movie I've seen where the main character's name is something like so overtly masculine and very straight to the point.
Rick Deckard.
Like Rick Deckard, Corbin Dallas in The Fifth Element. The name I came up with was Kane Shepard. Kane Shepard. Played by Timothy Chalamet.
Finn Wolfhard, I almost wrote that.
Finn Wolfhard looks like Walmart Timothy Chalamet.
Exactly, yeah.
I like Finn Wolfhard. Finn Wolfhard.
And then we can have Millie Bobby Brown as
Millie
the,
Bobby Brown
as the e-girl girlfriend. See, if like originally with Timothy Chalamet, we could have like Oscar-winning Saoirse Ronan as an e-girl with a choker and like blue streak in her hair.
Actually, no, she's kind of like that in Lady Bird, more so.
Yeah, she dyed her hair like red, like a ladybird.
And she has a screen name instead of a real name.
Oh my god. that's her e-name.
Her e-name.
Ladybird. See, if we get one, we'll definitely get the other. You know what I mean? Like, we get Timmy, we get Saoirse. But if we get Saoirse, we get Timmy.
I like that we're already calling him Timmy. Like we're on set with him right now. Have you ever seen the movie, I think this is the right movie I'm thinking of, Mars Needs Moms? Have you seen that movie?
I know what it looks like, and it's kind of...
I think there's a character in there who is the character we're thinking of, and she like spray paints all over the walls of the corporate buildings.
That's perfect.
And that's how she's introduced to the main character.
I still have a good casting for the e-girl girlfriend.
Go for it.
Grimes.
Grimes.
That's who we're literally describing her.
We're describing Grimes. You know who I was describing in my head? I was describing the female Lego character from the Lego movie. Played by Elizabeth Blanks. In my idea, my main character, his parents were brainwashed, which in our universe means that their minds were wiped clean. Like they have no personality. They're basically brain dead. And I was thinking his daughter is like abducted by, I guess we could say, the NPCs. She was abducted for Neuralink testing.
What are your thoughts on the Neuralink company? Because I just wrote the Neuralink company.
So,
what do you think they'd look like?
in my head, they're branded like Apple.
Oh, that's perfect.
Clean, very minimalistic, silver, white.
I was thinking a good way to open the movie would be like a Neuralink Apple kind of commercial where it.
Yes.
Like, this is the state of Neo America.
I wrote something here. A parody of the introduction of the iPhone.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator.
Except this time it's gonna go a phone, a laptop, a brain.
Okay, so I was thinking about the CEO character.
Oh yeah, what was your idea for the CEO character? 'Cause like.
Okay, I have some casting ideas here. Ed Harris, Jodie Foster, Julianne Moore, Kate Winslet, Aidan Gillen, and Ben Mendelsohn.
Those are pretty good. Ben Mendelsohn plays like an evil CEO.
In everything.
Dude, even in Star Wars.
Literally in Star Wars, in Ready Player One,
Dark Knight
in
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, he's the same guy with different accents.
See, you were going for like an older kind of boomer type CEO. I was picturing like 30 under 30 Forbes, like
Okay.
dickish CEO like Mark Zuckerberg, like a nerdy kind of dude.
I'm picturing Justin Timberlake with glasses.
Yeah. Or like Jesse Eisenberg with glasses
And bald.
and bald. Seth Green. Remember that?
Seth Green?
He's like some douchey CEO with a man bun.
Like Seth Green in Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh. He has like a brothel of android e-girl.
Oh my god.
That's
You know when Sam Flynn enters the grid for the first time?
what
All the girls put like their costume on him. It's like that, but instead of putting the costume on, they're like jerking him off.
I guess the basic starting point for where Act 2 kind of starts is the main character gets sent to NPC jail and is about to be executed until he's saved by his e-girl girlfriend, Lady Bird. It would look like Blade Runner, where it's like all dark. There's like so many clouds in the sky. You don't see the sun. The only thing lighting up the sky is the neon from the buildings.
There's neon lights. They're just gonna totally rip Blade Runner's aesthetic.
I guess, yeah. You know what? What do you got? Let's not do that.
I mean, we already said we're gonna just completely rip Apple's branding. So why can't we just rip the Blade Runner aesthetic?
Why are we even fighting about originality?
You're right.
The e-girl character is called Lady Bird. Played by Saoirse Ronan.
You know,
And then-
I also wrote they go to prison.
Oh,
In
perfect.
mine.
Okay.
Which just makes it funnier because we're like both thinking about the same schlocky sci-fi stuff. You know what I was thinking? You know what I want to hear what I wrote?
Alright, go ahead.
He is put in prison where POWs are sent, and he meets a Chewbacca type character. I was thinking about.
Wait, are aliens in this universe
okay.
now, or?
In my first draft of this idea, there were aliens.
Oh, okay.
But then you brought up the idea that they could be androids. But I also wrote Reznov type.
Wait, Black Ops?
Black Ops. And we could get Gary Oldman.
He has the sci-fi cloud for...
He definitely does.
Who is he playing in The Fifth Element?
Oh.
Zorn?
Zurg? Zurg?
Zurg is from fucking Toy Story.
But Gary Oldman could play Zurg for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Wait, like in the Toy Story movie?
In the Toy Story live action movie.
Ouch. So there's a revelation where we realize that the Neuralink Corporation has been planning a software update to everyone's Neuralink that enables them to literally control everyone's thoughts and body to create the perfect worker.
I was thinking like the Resistance could look like the underground world in 12 Monkeys.
Ooh.
Where it's like kind of not cyberpunk, steampunk.
So it's like all dark.
It's dark, it's gritty, it's rusty. It's kind of like how the people on the train live in the back of the train in Snowpiercer.
In Elysium.
Yeah.
The guy, Spider, his lair, where it's just like...
Spider's lair, that's perfect.
It's a club. Like the John Wick club.
The John Wick Club.
Yeah.
There's got to be a fight scene in there.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what happens in the fight scene in that when they introduce the Resistance.
Oh, okay.
Here's how he gains their trust in the plot.
Oh, so the Resistance is skeptical of.
The Resistance is like
Of
at
Kane
first
Shepard.
skeptical of our main guy, Kane Shepard. So he's introduced to the Resistance in their underground spider lair, and the Neuralink company breaks in.
I was just thinking that.
It's perfect. And he fights them and somehow saves like our version of Spider.
So they talk to the Spider character who is leading the Resistance,
Mhm.
and then they explain that they got the Neuralink update to brainwash everybody.
Mhm.
It's like, we have this little chip, this piece of this algorithm
Okay.
that we installed into one of the Resistance members, and then they install it into Lady Bird.
Mhm.
And then the Neuralink cops figure that out. He's like, as soon as we install the chip, Neuralink cops will be all over the Resistance base. And you're like, all right, let's do it. They download it, and then bam,
Mhm.
50 Neuralink cops with their Android enhanced dogs attack the compound.
I want them to all look like RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all like
Yeah, I'm imagining the
cyborgs.
one visor over their eyes. And
faceless, so we don't have to pay a lot of big actors.
Oh yeah.
We can just get stuntmen or.
We literally need to resummon.
I was imagining the scene in The Incredibles when he types in what's the password?
Chronos.
And he sees all the dead superheroes. I was imagining like stage 1, all employees will be given this, and it's like the list of all their names, and she sees Lady Bird, like she sees her own name, and she finds out that she's like first on the list to get the new update,
Oh shit.
and she didn't know.
Here's what my twist was. It would be like, so there's a character in the Resistance movement that we don't know is an undercover agent for the Neuralink Corporation, and then they reveal that their human face was secretly deep fake CGI the whole time.
Oh my god.
And then the audience goes like, what? That guy was CGI face the whole time?
This is some way we could maybe tie them together.
Okay.
I wrote that he finds out his e-girl girlfriend also works for the CEO, and that she's not part of the Resistance. So I went the opposite route,
Oh, okay.
the knife in the back type of character,
Okay.
like the bald mole guy from The Matrix. Okay, one set piece I have, all I wrote was factory. I don't know what kind of factory.
Like the Attack of the Clones factory.
That's perfect.
Where
It
they're dodging.
could be like the android factory, like when they break into Skynet in Terminator Salvation.
Okay, so it'd be like the same point in Terminator Salvation where they fight Arnie,
CGI.
CGI Arnie. That's what the CGI deepfake should look like off human beings like that.
Ouch.
I just wrote brains in jars. Let me elaborate on this a little bit. I was thinking about who would work for Neuralink, and I was thinking that the employees could be brains in jars who think that they clock in and out every day, but they actually spend their entire life there, and they basically just live in the Matrix and work for Neuralink, hooked up to cables inside a jar all day.
They think they're living their life,
Yeah.
but they're just brains in jars.
Mm-hmm. So I have a couple bullet points of reveals
Alright, go
of
ahead.
like really generic cliches. So I wrote, CEO reveals he is his father. Is that too corny?
Wait, so like in the beginning when we were like,
So maybe we could like retcon that idea. Like maybe he just lived with his mom or something.
or maybe it was like his uncle and aunt, like in Star Wars.
That's perfect.
Oh, there we go.
If he lives with his uncle and aunt, he doesn't know why.
Got it.
I wrote something else for the daughter character,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
and I wrote that maybe she went missing a long time ago. Like maybe she was kidnapped before the movie started, and it's kind of backstory. And then I wrote that she worked against her father the whole time.
I thought of the worst fight scene ever. So
Go for it.
he has to fight his brainwashed, genetically enhanced daughter, who's like enhanced like in Terminator Dark Fate, where like she's a cyborg human. This is kind of related, but like the CEO character would have an android secretary played by Rebecca Ferguson, who has like
Perfect.
cannon arms.
arms.
We could replace that with the daughter character. Like every science fiction movie, it needs a scene where it does like a concert,
Mhm.
but it's like a weird futuristic concert.
Like in the Fifth Element.
Yeah, like in the Fifth Element, there's a blue lady that sings, and then in Blade Runner 2049, there's like that
CGI
fight scene.
Elvis.
Yeah, CGI Elvis.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like an artificial, like an android version of Drake or Travis Scott.
The last reveal that I had kind of changes the whole game here.
Okay.
It would be presented as like a mind-blowing M. Night Shyamalan
Oh, like
twist.
it's like Unbreakable.
Basically, I wrote the scene where he finally confronts the main villain. Like he's in his big Apple Store office, and there's all these like Neuralink brains. Like I'm imagining, remember that scene in Star Trek? There's like the evolution of all the ships. I think in his office you would have like all these brains and like the evolution and the stages of Neuralink up to where they are now. But anyway, that's the set piece, but this is what happens. I wrote, the villain tells the main character that he used Neuralink to play a game. And he played the game through Kane Shepard's eyes. And the whole time, he just wanted to see if he could break into the Neuralink headquarters.
Whoa. So yeah, it's kind of like a kind of dark, tragic thing.
I was in your head the whole time.
Dang, so the main character
Is actually the evil CEO the whole time.
fucking...
And we never actually know who the main character actually is.
You want to hear my version of the ending?
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to your ending, where it's a tragic sort of ending,
Mm-hmm.
but mine's tragic in a different way. I imagine there's a whole final battle where the main character finally beats the CEO of Neuralink in like some kind of one-on-one gunfight, or maybe with like cyber swords that they're both fighting with, and then
Like a Scott Pilgrim.
I guess yeah, Jason Schwartzman as .shit!
Jason Schwartzman!
We got the casting.
We got him.
And he's like, "You really think this will change anything?" That's what he's telling the main character as his dying breath. He's like, "I don't even control the Neuralink Corporation," and he dies. There's a secret chamber that like opens up in the Neuralink CEO's office, and then the main character goes down into this little basement sort of area, and then they find 500-year-old cryogenically frozen man, and they unfreeze him. He reveals there's a huge intergalactic space capitalist war going on, where the Earth company is at war with like the Mars company and the Venus company, and the Mars company could be like Walmart, like an intergalactic grocery chain, and then Earth is like
The Apple Store.
yeah, it's like the Apple Store, and these planets are constantly at war, and the main character has been groomed, since birth, to take up the role of CEO of Neo America.
You just opened up the whole world for so many sequels now.
So the old guy's played by Ed Harris, and
Of
Ed
course.
Harris, he's like, "So do you accept the job offer as CEO of Neuralink?" And then he does, and then he activates the button to brainwash all the people.
Ouch.
We got the movie right.
That's all, folks. I mean,
Would you watch it?
would you recommend State of Mind?
Who's directing it?
You know who's directing it? Neil Blomkamp.
After District 9, he kind of fell off.
Which is weird. We didn't reference District 9 at all.
We reference Elysium.
We reference Elysium.
And Elysium's more influential than District 9 in terms of... We referenced Spider's Lair like 3 times. In this
I love how we referenced Spider's Lair, but we didn't reference like the Prawn's Lair, which is actually alien technology that is a lot more functional than the technology they have in Spider's Lair.
What if us talking about this movie inspires a similar movie?
I would be very surprised.
I would.
I mean, you know what's annoying? The fact that we're referencing a lot of things that we say are schlocky kind of gives me that hope
Here's the thing:
that a movie like this could come out.
the movies we reference
They're real.
were made.
Yeah, they're real.
they're like,
So like when we make fun of Elysium, it's like
that was a real movie.
that's a real movie. Like, wait, hold on.
That was our idea for State of Mind, our awful Neuralink science fiction movie. Let us know if you would watch it, because I'm curious if like anyone.
I really want to know
if
if you would
people
want to
really-
see that movie. I like videos that end really abruptly, and then you just have like the subscribe.
Ouch.
Let me download business management.